Hello children, welcome back to our next English class. As you remember about the last video, I was discussing about the story Aladdin and the wonderful lamp, right? And in the page number 44 till here I have done that I hope you remember. Mother came back from the court of the Sultan and she told each and everything to Aladdin, and she told that I advise you to make yourself fit to appear before him. Why? Because Sultan wanted to meet Aladdin, right? So what happened after that? Aladdin went to his own room and took down the lamp. You remember about the lamp, which is he's a good, very good friend of him, and he just rubbed that lamp, and who appears? You can see Genie. Someone, you can say, somehow you can so many of you can pronounce it Jenny, or you can pronounce Jenny, right? So Jenny again showed, and again showed himself ready to do his bidding. Okay, then Aladdin told that I want to take myself to the birth, and then when I have birth, to have a rich and handsome dress ready for me. And the genie, without delaying, he just do each and everything whatever the wish of Aladdin. And then he was put into a birth and finest marble. You can see these lines, right? Then his skin became white and fresh, and his body felt lighter and more active. Okay, he was looking just like a king right now. Okay, page number 45. Then what happened? He went to the dressing room, and where he found one more rich and handsome than a sultan's. He looked like. Okay, then what happened? With the help of Genie, who waited on him, he put on each cloth until he was completely dressed. Then the Genie took him home in the same way as he carried him to the bath. Have you any further demands? He asked. Then Aladdin said, yes, bring me a horse as soon as possible. And the horse should be more beautiful than any horse in the Sultan's stables. And just after that, you can see, let them flush with jewels and all kinds. Okay, I order you also at the same time to get me 20 slaves, as well as richly dressed as those who carried the basins of gold, to work on each side and behind me, and 20 more to work in two ranks before me. You must also get 6 female slaves to wait on my mother. They must be dressed more richly than the princess. I also want 10,000 pieces of gold in 10 purses. These are all my commands at present. And in the meantime, Jenny went and came back. All commands have been done. Had been done already. Okay. Aladdin took only 4 of 10 purses and gave them to his mother, and he said she might want them. He left other 6 in the hands of the slaves and told them that as they went along the streets, they were to throw the coins in heap to the people. Okay, then page number 46. Then what happened? He then gave the 6 female slaves to his mother, telling her that they were for her, and that the dresses that they had in the silver cloths were for her use. Means he was just prepared on that moment. Now they started to the palace, and after some moments, just you can see here, when they were passing the street, what was done by the you can see here, Aladdin mounted his horse and began his march. Though he had never been a horseback in his life, he rode quite well. Everybody praised the grace he showed in the saddle. So you can see here so many things. Then all came from the power of the wonderful lamp. Okay, what happened after that? At length of the palace was reached. After some moment, they reached the palace. Sultan was overjoyed to see the handsome man as Aladdin. He was looking very handsome in rich dress, and He wore a rich dress. He came down from his throne 2 or 3 steps and held out his hand and made Aladdin to sit between himself and the wizard. Then what happened? Aladdin then rose and spoke to the Sultan in these words: "O sir, I beg you not to think me rash in asking for the hand of the princess your daughter, but I should die if I do not have her for my wife." The Sultan was charmed. He was very happy to listen this line, and the Sultan and Aladdin made a very good friendship between themselves, and Sultan and Aladdin sat at the table together, and the vizier and the chief guards waited on them. Okay, so what happened after that? After that, the Sultan talked as a friend with Aladdin. Okay, and he gave a order. He gave an order for the marriage papers to be made ready. But when Aladdin listened this, he told that he will marry after some days, after preparing a very good house for the princess. And you can see, prepare a house and good and large fit for princess. Okay, then what happened? Aladdin came back to his home and called the genie, to whom he gave the orders to build him a house on the space of the ground in front of the palace. Okay, so, and it should be a very beautiful palace, and built of precious stones, and to contain a room full of gold for his use. Knowing the house would be built to his orders, Aladdin sent his mother, richly dressed and attended by her slaves, to tell the princess it was ready. She set out at once. The same night the house was built already. It rose in the air, and its rooms one above another. Here the description of the room, the palace. Okay. In the morning the porters opened the gates of the palace and were not able to believe their eyes when they saw the palace, a beautiful palace in front of the Sultan's palace. Sultan and Vizier, all of them were very pleased and very excited. And now marriage took place. After that, what happened? The princess and Aladdin, both of them got married, and there had nothing been seen like it in the world before. There was gold and silver dishes of cups, wines of rare sorts, and cakes of the best. Right? So after that, what happened? For some time, both of them were living happily, and they loved each other, and Sultan was very happy to know that. But what happened after that? The magician, you remember about the magician, the stranger? The magician had been away from China, but now he began to think of the lamp, and by his magic he found out that still the lamp is with Aladdin, right? And also by this lamp, Aladdin became a rich man and a prince also. So the magician once more went to the city. There he saw the fine house of Aladdin, okay, had built, and felt pretty sure that the lamp was somewhere inside. So he thought a plan, as he wanted to take the lamp back. Okay, he thought a plan. He made a plan. He went to a shop where a man was making some lamps and selling also. So he told there that I want a dozen copper lamps. Can you make for me? So the man told, okay, the next day please come. Tomorrow I will give you. The next day magician went there, and you can see the next day the magician had the lamps sent to his inn, and he thereupon took them round the city in a basket, crying out, "Who will change old lamps for new?" Now he was looking like just a seller. He was selling the old lamps. Sorry, he was selling the new lamps in the change of a old lamp. Right? You can see here. Everybody thought that magician is mad. Why he is selling the new lamps instead of old lamps, and he is selling the new lamps and he is taking back the old lamps. So is he mad? So everybody was thinking that the man is mad. And on that day, uh, he came to the street and led to Aladdin's house and the Sultan's palace. On that moment, Aladdin was not there. He went for hunting, and his princess sat an open window at her spinning with her maidens. All of them heard the guy. All of them listened this. And what happened after that? One of the maidens laughed at the idea of changing old lamps for new, and said the man must be joking. So there it was agreed to try him with Aladdin's lamp. Okay, as the princess doesn't know about anything about that lamp. Okay, now Aladdin had never spoken. Actually, Aladdin never told anything about that lamp and anything at least. Okay, so the princess also didn't know. So what happened? The slave went down to the street with the lamp, with the which the magician saw and knew in a moment. A new lamp for an old one, he said. Truly, the slave, a princess desires it. Yes, truly, he will give a new lamp for an old lamp. The slave chose out a pretty new lamp, and the slave gave the old lamp to the magician, and the magician ran off to her mistress. The slave ran off to his mistress, and whenever magician got that lamp in his hand, he went back towards his own inn. And on the way, he passed along a very quiet street where he put down his basket and new lamps and left them. Okay. Then instead of going to his inn, he turned through the gate of the city and got out into the country. When night came on, he drew the lamp from his bosom and rubbed it. And again, a genie stood in front of him. What do you wish? And similar line, I am ready to obey you as your slave. ... There are similar line you can see. Next, what he commanded? I command you, take up the house which you, page number 50, which you and other slaves of the lamp have built near the Sultan's palace. Just carry it with me and all that is in it, dead or alive, to Africa, said the magician. So at once the whole palace was lifted up and carried by the genie right to the spot where the magician desired. That is a desert. The place is a desert. Next day, when Sultan saw just in front of the palace of Aladdin, there was no palace. Okay, his eyes, he couldn't believe his eyes, and he was scared about what happened to the palace and what happened to my daughter, where she is. So the Sultan was told that Aladdin had been gone to hunt these 2 days. Then send 30 of my horsemen to drag him before me in chains. He was very angry. So what happened after that? The horsemen were at once sent into the forest, and when they saw Aladdin, they just told that, see, I am sorry to have to tell you that you must come to the Sultan. I hope you will pardon me, but I must do my duty. Then he took hold of Aladdin, bound him hand and foot, and carried him to the Sultan. Okay. The moment Sultan saw him, he ordered his head to be struck off. Okay. So Vizier told, don't do first. Do you not see the people making their way into the palace? And on that moment, all the people were just praying for Aladdin, and for some time Aladdin and the princess lived happiness. Page number 50, page number 51. Extremely sorry. Yes, this is a page number 51. Aladdin had been kind to them, and they are now going to shield from your anger and save him. Then Sultan thought about this matter, and he just looked and saw a huge crowd of people with swords drawn, coming with all speed to the palace. So his face showed that he was in great fear. Okay, so the order was immediately carried out. Then what happened? Sultan called Aladdin to him and, "What have I done, sir?" asked Aladdin. Aladdin asked, "What have I done?" Who had not yet been told what had taken place. "Don't talk to me," said the Sultan. "Where is my dear daughter? Where is the house you built for her on the open space in front of my palace? Where? Where? Say where." Aladdin actually didn't know anything about the palace. When he looked through the window of the room, he saw there was no palace. Now he was scared. Okay, the palace is surely gone, but I have had no hand in it. Pray give me 40 days in which to search for your daughter, my wife, and if I do not find her, you may kill me. He wanted some time. So this was granted, and Aladdin left the Sultan to mourn alone. Going through the city, he asked all the maids if they had seen anything done to his palace. Means he was asking each and everyone if anyone had seen the palace and all, right? So what happened? Towards night, he found himself near a river, and the idea came to him that he would drown himself, but as he stepped down the steep bank, he slipped, and in doing so rubbed the ring. The ring, you remember? Page number 51 here, right? And it is a page number 52, yes. You remember about the ring? So he was rubbing the ring. "What do you wish?" cried the genie. One genie instantly just stood in front of him, and he asked, "What do you wish?" When he told that, just see how strange Aladdin should not have thought of the ring before. "And dear genie, thou hast saved my life before, save it again by giving me back my palace. Please give back my palace and my dear wife, the princess." "What you ask?" Genie was asking. "What you ask? It is not in my power. I am only the slave of the ring. You must address yourself to the slave of the lamp." So Aladdin said, in that case, "At least take me to the spot where my palace is, and place me under the window of the princess." So he had barely said this before the genie, and lifting him up, bore him through the air to Africa. Now he reached near the palace. Okay, it was night, and Aladdin slept soundly beneath a tree. Next morning, the princess, opening the window, woke him up. He looked up, and there saw her. She saw him too, and bade him come to her through a secret door. Okay, then page number 53. What happened then? They both of them talked to each other, and each other with tears of joy. And princess said sorry to Aladdin, and she said each and everything, okay, about the magician. He felt sure that the taking away of the palace was a work of the magician. Whenever princess told each and everything, on that moment Aladdin understood this is a work by magician. Then Aladdin formed a plan. He went into the city and bought a drug which he gave to the princess, and asking her to put it in the magician's wine at supper, means a dinner at the evening time. The princess did it. Okay, the magician has treated her so badly, but she did it. And when magician drank his wine, then he sank a helpless corpse on the floor, means being senseless. Okay, then what happened? Aladdin lay in hiding near the palace, and at the signal went to the princess, and all the slaves and servants were sent to their own rooms on that moment. When Aladdin searched for the lamp, he found it in the magician's bosom, and at once rubbed it hard. In less time than it takes to tell the story of genie came, to whom Aladdin gave orders for the palace to be carried back just as it was to China. The Sultan, so the genie did it On the next day, when Sultan, in the meantime, had hardly had a wink of sleep, whenever he looked through his window, he saw the palace was there. So Aladdin, who had risen early, thought the Sultan would lose no time in coming to see his daughter, so he went out to meet him. The Sultan came, and both of them were happy, and they were friends once more. Okay, so great was the joy of every one of them, and all trouble was cast aside. But here is no story ending. Whatever after that you will see here, Aladdin has been kind to them, and after that you can see here the Sultan, this is page number 54. Extremely sorry, I should carry on page number 54. Okay. Now what happened? It chanced that the magician had a brother from whom he had been parted many years. This brother found out the magician had been put to death by poison by a princess. So what happened? He looked for this princess all the parts of the world. At least came to the city where Aladdin lived. What happened? In that city there also lived a holy woman whose name was Fatima. The magician's brother just killed that holy woman, and under a pain of death, to change her clothes for his. Okay, when this was done, the brother, whom we will now call Fatima, okay, and speak of as a woman, he just changed his gesture, he just changed his body, okay, as Fatima, right? And then what the magician's brother did, he just went to the palace of Aladdin and began to talk. Now he is looking like a woman, he is a Fatima, right? So he just came to the palace of Aladdin and began to talk to the princess, and princess was very pleased, and she told to stay that woman with her. So Fatima was staying there, and Fatima did so with feeble steps, and soon the holy woman was lodged in the palace. Okay, everybody saw the princess, and the two became first friends. One day what happened, when walking through the rooms, they came to the saloon, which was the best room in the palace. Fatima said she liked it very much, but there was one thing wanting: the egg of a rock hung from the center dome. When Aladdin came home, having been absent for some days, the princess was sad. "What is the matter, my dear?" he asked. "Have you not all you wish for to make you happy?" Okay, page number 54, then page number 55. "I thought we had the most beautiful palace in the world," said the princess, "but now I found out that there is one thing wanting to make it complete: the egg of a rock hung from the center dome of the saloon." "As for that," said Aladdin, "it shall be done at once." Then going to the saloon, he rubbed the lamp, which he now always kept in bosom. The genie came, and on hearing what Aladdin wished, he gave such a wild shriek that the walls of all the palace shook. "Rich," cried the genie, "you want me to hang my master from the dome. But it is a good thing for you that the request is not your own. It comes from the magician's brother, who is now in this palace dressed as a holy woman. Find him and slay him at once." On that moment, Aladdin got to know that is not Fatima, that is a magician's brother. Then Aladdin went back to the princess, and the holy woman was sent for. She came, and Aladdin asked her to cure a pain which he had in his head. Now was the holy woman's chance to slay Aladdin and secure the lamp. Aladdin bent his head for Fatima to place her hand upon it, when all of a sudden he rose, seized a dagger that Fatima had already grasped from under her cloak, and thrust it into her heart. "Princess," cried, "what have you done? This is not a holy woman at all," said Aladdin. "This is not a holy woman at all, but the brother of that cruel magician who has Page number 56. Who has caused us so much hurt, both so much hurt. He has come to his fate, now we shall indeed be happy. After that, these words were spoken in truth, and Aladdin and his dear princess lived happily for many years. And after that, Sultan died, and Aladdin took his place and ruled his land in peace. Okay, so after that, Shahrazad's next story, she said, was a long one but Sultan would not wait to listen to it. So it is your part 2 completed, the story of Aladdin and the wonderful lamp. If you have any problem to understand anywhere, you can ask me in comment box. I will definitely give you the feedback. Okay, thank you so much. Bye bye.